Dean of Faculty, Dean-elect, Faculty of the Social Sciences, Head of Department of Geography, Head of other departments, Sub-Dean undergraduate, Sub-Dean postgraduate, Faculty Officer, the Faculty Librarian, distinguished professors, colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen. The 28th Faculty of the Social Sciences lecture will be delivered this evening by Dr. Oluwatoyin and Fashae on behalf of the Department of Geography. Dr. Oluwatoyin Fashae, lecturer in Ibadan from 1980 to 1984. She attended Bishop Phillips Academy in Ibadan for her secondary school education from 1984 to 1989, where she earned her West African School certificate with commendable grades. Dr. Fashae's university education began at the University of Ibadan, where she earned a BSc degree in geography in 1998, graduating with a second-class upper division. Her passion for knowledge drove her to pursue further studies, leading to an MSc degree in Geographic Information System in year 2000, and another MSc degree in Geography in year 2002, both from the Department of Geography in this great university. And her academic qualifications climaxed with a PhD degree also in Geography from this great university in 2011. Career commenced at the University of Ibadan in 2006 as an assistant lecturer in the Department of Geography. Over the years, she advanced through the ranks, becoming a lecturer 2 in 2009, lecturer 1 in 2014, senior lecturer in 2017, and reader in 2020. In the course of her career, the faculty lecturer of today has dedicated herself to teaching, research, administration, and community service. She has made significant contributions to the field of physical geography and geographic information science. Her research interests are diverse and interdisciplinary. And this includes geomorphology, hydrology, water and soil quality studies, climate change, man-environment interaction, GIS, remote sensing, and disaster risk management. Our work is driven by a commitment to understanding and solving complex environmental issues, particularly those affecting Nigeria and the world at large. She is passionate about her field and strives to make impactful contributions through her research and academic endeavors. Dr. Fashae's scholarly contributions include numerous books, book chapters, and journal articles. She has attended several local and international conferences and workshops. She is a recipient of the 2018 Tech Fund IBR grants, the UI Research Foundation Grant 2012, and various scholarships and awards. These accolades include the African Union Commission Travel Grants 2018, African Association for Remote Sensing of the Environment Travel 2014, LUPIC Researcher Course Award 2013, EIARI Foundation Trust Fund Amsterdam 2012, LUPIC Fellowship Award 2011, ICTP African Grant 2010, and the ISBRS Foundation Trust Foundation Amsterdam 2000. He is also an external examiner to various universities, including Big Four Waterland in South Africa, but here, 3 states, all in South Africa, and Uni University in India, among others. Dr. Fashae is the president of the Nigerian Geomorphology Working Group and a member of numerous associations, including the Association of Nigerian Geographers, the British Society of Geomorphology, the Association of American Geographers, the African Association of Remote Sensing of the Environment, the International Association of Hydrological Sciences, the International Geographical Union Commission for Water Sustainability, Organization of Women in Science for the Developing World, and the International Association of Geomorphology. She is an associate editor for the Journal journals and a reviewer to some high-impact journals in her discipline. In addition to her academic responsibilities, Dr. Fashae has held several administrative positions at the University of Ibadan. Within her department, she has served as undergraduate level coordinator year 2006 to 2012, undergraduate coordinator 2012 to 2016, assistant coordinator of the Disaster Service Management Program 2011-2013, industrial training coordinator 2011 to 2013, GIS program postgraduate coordinator 2020 to 2023, curriculum review committee member 2009 to 2023, and postgraduate coordinator 2023. She has also served the faculty of the social sciences in various capacities, including as a member of the faculty planning committee 2012 to 2016, environmental committee 2007 to 2020, health committee 2015 to 2020, representative on the board of the survey 2015, 2019, and coordinator of the Master of Research and Public Policy MRPP program 2018 to 2023. Dr. Fashae is a member of the University of Ibadan Senate 2018 to date, and has represented the Senate of the University and congregation on the Board of International Schools 2018 to 2020 and 2022 to date, as well as the development board and naming of committee of the University of Ibadan. Dr. Fashae is very happily married with, and to Dr. Clement Fashae, a supportive and inspiring husband who shares her passion for academic excellence and personal growth. Their union is blessed with wonderful children. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my honor to call on Dr. Fashae to deliver her faculty lecture titled Let the Rivers Breathe, Healthy Rivers in a Healthy World. Dr. Fashae.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Dean, Faculty of the Social Sciences, Head of Department of Geography, Heads of other departments, Subdean Undergraduate, Subdean Postgraduate, Faculty Officer, Faculty Librarian, distinguished colleagues, students, ladies and gentlemen. I am deeply humbled and honored to have been given the opportunity to deliver the 28th Faculty of the Social Sciences lecture on behalf of the Department of Geography. Mr. Dean, sir, the first lecture, the faculty lecture, was presented in 1986 by Dr. G.F. Imbanefo of the Department of Economics. Since then, 5 faculty lectures have been delivered from the Faculty of Geography. The late Dr. S.I. Abumere gave the second faculty lecture titled, So the Rich Areas Get Even Richer, some meditations on the duality in space economy of Nigeria. The 6th faculty lecture, delivered in 1991 by late Dr. Eko Akintola, was titled Environmental Disasters, Acts of God or Man. In 2003, Dr. F.O. Dada gave the 11th lecture titled Maps as Instruments of Land Administration in Nigeria, while Dr. Ibidun O. Adeleko in 2011 delivered the 17th lecture titled Climate Change, Weather Extremes and Society. Most recently in 2023, Dr. O.J. Taiwo presented the 25th lecture on the topic Eyes on the Earth in the Social Sciences. Today's faculty lecture which is the 28th, but the 6th from the Department of Geography is titled, Let the River Breathe, Healthy Rivers in the Messy World, which encourages fostering sustainable development and environmental stewardship. 3 of the 5 faculty lectures thus far from the Faculty of Geography was delivered by my colleagues in the Physical Geography unit. This lecture will be the 4th also from the Physical Geography. Mr. Dean, sir, my passion for geomorphology, a subdiscipline of physical geography that studies landform and the processes that create them, was inspired by 3 important people that made great impact on my life and whom I cherish immensely. First and foremost was my late father, Mr. Julius Afolabi Bolariwa, with whom I went on numerous road trips and adventures during my teenage years. These journeys provided invaluable learning experiences as he explained the various physical features we observe along the way. His insights and explanations sparkled my initial interest in the fascinating world of geomorphology. I vividly remember when he showed me the Ashejire Dam on the Osun River. I was thrilled by the rock base over which the water was flowing. He explained that it was a river that has been dammed and continue its course, its journey to the ocean despite being dammed. From that moment, I resolved that one day I will explore the parts of that river and eventually visit the ocean. I did not realize that the geographers studied this phenomena at that time, as I was so young. The second person was my secondary school geography teacher, Mrs. Adeleke, at the Bishop Phillips Academy, Iworo, Ibadan. She was an extraordinary teacher who taught with incredible dexterity and passion, engaging a class of 30 students where I was the only young girl. Mrs. Adeleke made geography more alive, making the features appear right before me. Our teaching opened my mind to exploration and ignited a quest to understand and experience the environment. As the saying goes, seeing is believing. This curiosity about the formation of landforms sparkled my desire to observe, experience, and report on them. Thank you so much, ma'am. Mr. Dean, sir, little did I know that my understanding of geomorphology began even as a child. For instance, on my daily treks to and fro from school, a journey of about 3 kilometers each day with my brother and sister, instead of focusing solely on our destination, my brother and I will explore the Niger River. Wading through its water barefoot, I was always captivated by the sinuous nature of the stream, the dragonflies perching on the riparian vegetation, and the fish my brother hunted for, which we will later cook in a makeshift trash can stoves. I found fascination in observing tadpoles on the point bars and riffles of the river. These explorations instill in me a deep and convincing understanding of geomorphology. The third person I cherish greatly as a mentor and who inspired me in the field was the late Emeritus Professor Adetoye Faniran. Professor Faniran was instrumental to my pursuit of geomorphology, a field-based geography subdiscipline that many women avoid. I was honored to be its first female MSc and PhD supervisee in this challenging but rewarding field. I was privileged to engage in several fieldwork exercises and consultancy projects with him, shaping my geomorphology career. For instance, a visit to a field site on the upper River Ogun at Olokemeji in 2001 inspired the conception of my doctoral study. During other visits, he trained me in identifying landforms and conceptualizing essential geomorphic concepts. Continue to rest in peace, sir. Mr. Dean, sir, as I mentioned earlier, I will be talking about a vital topic titled, Let the River Breathe, Healthy Rivers in a Messy World. Rivers are indispensable to our ecosystems, as well as human society and economies. However, they are increasingly threatened by various anthropogenic activities, which causes the messiness. Many consider rivers to be spiritual bodies, which is clear from how we perceive rivers in our culture. Rivers carried embodied meanings and deep spiritual roots. In fact, many rivers are named after goddesses who believe to have lived. For example, Oya, that is Niger River, and Oshun, the wife of Shango, Faniran, 1992. At this point, my lecture unfortunately will not talk more about this, but I acknowledge these views and their positions. However, this lecture will cover my understandings of rivers and their health, river health studies, method of studying rivers in contemporary times, the impact of urbanization, and ways to manage and restore river system for a sustainable future. So what do we mean by river? A river is typically a natural body of fresh water that flows over the land surface into an ocean, sea, lake, or another river. Rivers are the lifeblood of our ecosystem, serving as a crucial conduit for water, nutrients, and life itself. Furthermore, rivers play a key role in climate regulation and nutrient cycling, making them indispensable to ecological balance. Understanding the significance of river system is essential for recognizing the potential consequences of human activities on these delicate ecosystems. The study of rivers therefore requires a nuanced understanding of their complexities, the challenges they face, and the diverse perspectives necessary to manage and preserve this vital ecosystem. River use and abuse. An overview of river uses and abuse within the context of geomorphology has undergone significant changes over the years, driven by the contribution of numerous scholars and researchers. These scholars, especially in Nigeria and many others, have contributed significantly to river usage and its abuse through their observations, experiments, and theoretical contributions. We have a contribution from various leading authors in Nigeria on river use and abuse, and the figure Aria and Kakurulo in 2017. Their works has laid the foundation for contemporary river studies, which continue to address pressing challenges related to river management, ecosystem health, and climate resilience. Recently, studies have increasingly recognized river landscape prominence within the environment. Studies have significantly increased since the turn of the century, focusing on river use and its abuse. Some of these studies are focused on groundwater, risk assessment, and water quality, with an interest in the impact of heavy metals such as lead, cadmium, and chromium. Emerging research interests also include human impact, bioaccumulation, fish and fish habitat, as seen from that figure that shows the concurrent network of researchers and emerging research interest in overuse and abuse of river. A review of river water quality research in Nigeria, especially at the University of Ibadan, will be incomplete without identifying the works of retired Professor Oladele Oshibanjo of the Department of Chemistry. For instance, Oshibanjo et al., 2011, reported that water samples from River Ono and River Alaro in Oluyole Industrial Estate, Ibadan, showed higher level of nitrate, chloride, total phosphorus, total solids, and oil and grease due to industrial discharges, with River Alaro being more polluted. Industrial discharges negatively impact water quality, requiring treatment for domestic and agricultural use. We have a table that summarizes that. Later, I joined my supervisor, the late Emeritus Professor Adetoye Faniran, here at the University of Ibadan. With other research scholars, we have been unraveling various mysteries contributing to understanding river health assessment, with emphasis on the riparian ecosystem of humid tropical rivers. And this is evident in our final collaborative work before its demise, Landscapes and Landform of Nigeria, 2023, which was co-edited with Professor LKJJ, a renowned geomorphologist from OAU, and Dr. Olushola Adeyemi, Professor Faniran, last PhD student in geomorphology at the University of Ibadan. Significance of rivers. Mr. Dean, sir, you might wish to know that rivers have played a pivotal role in shaping the Earth's physical landscape and influenced human history. From a geomorphic perspective, Studying rivers provide insight into the dynamic processes that mold the earth's surface and the historical impact of these processes on human civilization. River mold the land surface. Rivers originate from various sources such as springs, melting glaciers, or rainfall. Over geological time, they carve their way through the landscape, creating intricate networks of tributaries that drain into larger bodies of water. The geomorphic processes that govern river formation include erosion, transportation, and deposition, influenced by climate, topography, and underlying geology. Leopold 1964. Rivers are powerful agents of erosion, capable of wearing down mountains and carving out valleys. The erosive power of rivers depend on factors such as water volume, velocity, and sediment load. Over time, river creates landforms such as canyons, gorges, and river valleys. For example, Funding Round 1983 discusses how rivers shape the landscape by creating floodplains, terraces, and deltas, while Oluwatoyin et al. 1978 highlighted the geomorphological impact of rivers in the creation of landforms such as Niger Delta and other riverine features. Impact on human sentiments and activities. The geomorphic activities of rivers have profoundly affected human settlement through history. Early civilization often flourish in river valleys, where the availability of water and fertile soils supported agriculture and sustenance. The Nile River Valley, the Mesopotamia between the Tigris and the Euphrates River, and the Indus Valley are prime examples of river-based civilization. The predictable flooding of Nile provided nutrient-rich silt that enhance agricultural productivity, supporting the growth of ancient Egypt, Hassan 1997. Geomorphic processes and river navigation. Rivers have also been crucial for navigation and trade, influencing regional economic and cultural exchanges. The geomorphology of rivers affects their navigability. Meandering rivers with gentle slopes are often more navigable than steep, fast-flowing rivers. Wall 2014. The Mississippi River in the United States has historically served as a major transportation route, facilitating trade and migration. Its extensive network of tributaries and navigable channels have supported economic development in the region. Modern challenges and management. In contemporary times, human activities have significantly altered river geomorphology. Dams, levees, and channelization projects have been implemented for flood control, irrigation, and hydroelectricity power. But these interventions often disrupt natural geomorphic processes. For instance, the Aswan Eye Dam on the Nile has altered sediment deposition pattern, impacting agriculture and ecosystem downstream. In addition, the discharge of industrial and domestic waste, removal of riparian vegetation for agriculture and urban development, and sand mining for construction purposes along River Niger have contributed to changes in the river's geomorphology, such as altered flow pattern and increased erosion. Efforts to manage and restore river now often prioritize understanding and working with natural geomorphic processes. River restoration projects strive to re-establish natural flow regimes, reconnect floodplains, and restore habitat for aquatic and riparian species. From their role in forming landscape through erosion and deposition to their impact on human settlements and navigation, the study of rivers from a geomorphic perspective provides a valuable insight into the interconnectedness of natural processes and human development. Understanding these processes is crucial for managing and preserving healthy river system in a persistently messy world. Messy world. Context and perspectives. Mr. Dean, sir, a healthy river system sustains the people and provide essential ecosystem services such as fish habitat, fresh water supply, carbon storage. However, these services are threatened due to the constant messiness in our contemporary world. This messiness, such as, but not limited to pollution, unplanned urbanization, industrialization, watershed, and aquatic habitat destruction and climate change, not only threatens ecosystem services, but also alters the natural flow of our river system, orchestrates a considerable disruption in the flux of sediment and often and other material downstream, changes water quality and the ecological health, and ultimately hurts the well-being of the ecosystem. Fashae and Obatero 2021. The direct impact of the land use land cover conversion on water bodies has been identified in 4 facets, including flooding and flood potential, drought, impairment of water quality, and changes in rivers and groundwater regime. Fashae 2019. Specifically, the impairment of river water quality is attributed to diverse origins such as nutrients and chemicals from agricultural runoff, sewage contamination from urban areas, and mixed pollutant discharge from industrial and commercial operation. Although industrialization is a principal propeller of economic development, its malevolent impact on river quality remains a global concern. It is worth mentioning that rivers and streams also receive contaminants from atmospheric deposition. Hence, the contribution of some selected industry to water and air pollution are illustrated in on the table that we have. So the messy condition of Nigerian rivers, land use have impact. Rapidly urbanizing and industrializing cities such as Lagos, Ibadan, Kaduna, Kano, Port Harcourt, and Aba are experiencing a decline in river water quality due to the heavy reliance on surface water bodies for municipal and manufacturing activities, coupled with the discharge of contaminants and wastewater in water bodies. Fashae 2017. Key industrial sector contributing to surface water contamination in Nigeria include quarrying, solid mineral mining, petroleum exploitation, pharmaceuticals, food processing, plastics, iron and steel, wood and pulp, brewing, and paint. The frequent occurrence of accident, oil spill, particularly in the Niger Delta region, makes the petroleum industry the biggest threat to freshwater resources. The issue is exacerbated by pipeline corrosion, discharges from refineries, and sabotage by insurgents. The continued discharge of contaminants into our waterways increases nutrient load, leading to eutrophication. Eutrophication, what do we mean? It's a process by which water bodies become enriched with nutrients, leading to excessive growth of algae and other plants. This process is often driven by the runoff of agricultural land fertilizers, sewage, and industrial effluents. Fashae et al. 2023. The effects of eutrophication on water quality and biodiversity are profound. Algal bloom can provide toxins that harm aquatic life and humans. Eutrophication can also disrupt the balance of aquatic ecosystem, leading to changes in species composition and the collapse of native populations. Addressing eutrophication requires reducing nutrient inputs through better agricultural practices, improved waterway retreatment, and restoration of natural buffers such as wetland and riparian zone. Riparian and habitat loss. Riparian zones interface with land and rivers or stream. Fashae 2015-18-23. These areas are crucial for maintaining river health as they provide habitat for wildlife, stabilize banks, filter pollutants, and contribute to the overall ecological integrity of river system. Riparian loss occurs due to deforestation, quarrying, urbanization, and agricultural expansion. Removing riparian vegetation can lead to increased erosion, higher sediment loads in the water, and a loss of habitat for aquatic and terrestrial species. Habitat loss can also disrupt ecological interaction and food web, leading to cascading effect. Successful habitat restoration projects demonstrate the potential for reversing the damage and improving the health of river ecosystem. Flooding is another one. Flooding is a natural process in river system, but it can be exacerbated by human activities such as deforestation, urbanization, and climate change. Oluwatoyin and Fashae et al. 2021. While natural floods can benefit ecosystem by replenishing nutrients and creating diverse habitat, anthropogenic floods often cause significant damage to human communities and natural ecosystem. Flooding impact on human community include property damage, loss of life, and social and economic disruption. For ecosystems, excessive flooding can lead to erosion, sedimentation, and loss of aquatic habitat. Flood management strategies such as constructing levees and dams have often focused on controlling water flow rather than working with natural processes, sometimes leading to unintended consequences. Effective flood management requires a combination of traditional engineering solutions and nature-based approaches. Mr. Dean, sir, in summary, when river dries up or experiences reduced flow, it can lead to a cascading of negative impact, including the loss of biodiversity, decreased water quality, and impaired ecosystem services. Neglecting river health can have their consequences. Polluted rivers can lead to outbreak of waterborne diseases, harm wildlife, and contaminate drinking water sources. Chakraborty et al. 2021. Loss of riparian zones and habitat collapse can lead to reduced biodiversity and weaken ecosystem resilience, making it harder for these systems to recover from disturbances. Flooding and drought can cause significant damage to human communities and agricultural systems while disrupting the natural balance of river ecosystem. Mitigating river messiness in Nigeria. As pointed out, our waterways become messy as a result of pollution. Pollution is one of the most significant threats to river health. Fashae 2021, 2019, 2017. Sources of river pollution are diverse and include industrial discharges, agricultural runoffs, sewage, and plastic waste. These pollutants can severely impact aquatic life, human health, and overall quality of river water. Industrial discharges often cause toxic chemicals and heavy metals that can accumulate in the tissue of aquatic organisms, leading to the buildup of chemicals within an organism over time. That is bioaccumulation, and an increasing concentration of this chemical as they move up the food chain, biomagnification, both of which can have significant ecological and health implications. Case studies of polluted river abound around us. Fashae 2020, 2014, 17, 21, 2022, and Oluwatoyin et al. 2017. Highlighting the severe impact of pollution on river health. Efforts to clean up these rivers require significant investment in wastewater treatment, regulating and industrial discharges, and community engagement in reducing pollution. Efforts to mitigate river messiness in Nigeria have historically been limited. Significant commitment to environmental protection began in the late 1980s, spurred by incidents where hazardous waste was dumped at cocoa pots in the Niger Delta by an Italian ship. This event led to the establishment of FEPA and national guidelines and standards to address industrial pollution. FEPA is responsible for ensuring that industry comply with effluent discharge standards and is prescribed acceptable analytical method for assessing the properties of water and wastewater. Similar to the monitoring processes used by the US EPA. To further promote a cleaner and safer environment, the Nigerian government established the NESTRA in 2007, tasked with enforcing environmental standards, laws, policies, and guidelines. Healthy rivers, why should we care? River health is defined as a state of river system where its physical structure, hydrological dynamics, water quality, and biodiversity are maintained at levels that sustain ecological function, human use, and resilience to environmental changes. World 2014. A healthy river supports a diverse range of aquatic and terrestrial life, maintains natural processes, and provides sustainable benefits to humans, including clean water, recreation, and habitat for wildlife. Mr. Dean, sir, rivers are essential to our planet, providing water for drinking, agriculture, aquaculture, transport, electricity, and industry, supporting biodiversity and regulating climate. They provide habitats for countless species of plants and animals, some found nowhere else on Earth. The quality of water in rivers is just as important as the quality. Adequate water levels are necessary to sustain aquatic habitats, enable fish migration, and support the various human activities that depend on river water. Biodiversity and ecosystem health. Healthy rivers are essential for maintaining biodiversity as they provide aquatic and terrestrial species habitat. Rivers and their surrounding environment support fish, amphibians, birds, mammals, countless plants. Now, biodiversity in river ecosystem is crucial for maintaining ecological balance and resilience. Maintaining the health of river ecosystem ensures that we preserve these biodiversity hotspots, which are essential for the plant's ecological balance for human health. The health of rivers directly affects human health as they provide drinking water, irrigation water for agriculture and aquaculture. Polluted rivers can lead to many health problems, including waterborne disease and long chronic diseases. Many communities rely on rivers as their primary source. Many communities rely on rivers as their primary sources of drinking. Pollution from industrial discharges and others leads to outbreak of diseases such as cholera and dysentery. Rivers are popular sites for swimming, fishing, and boating. Contaminated water can pose serious health risks to those engaged in these activities. Ensuring the cleanliness of rivers safeguards public health and enhances the quality of life. Economy. River provides essential water for irrigation. Clean water is vital for growing crops and maintaining livestock. Polluted water can damage crops and harm livestock, leading to economic losses for farmers. Maintaining river health is crucial for sustaining tourism and the social economic benefits. For soil reproduction, rivers play a crucial role in soil formation and fertility by transporting and depositing sediment. This sediment provides essential plant nutrients and form fertile floodplain. Healthy river system support soil productivity by maintaining natural flow regimes and sediment transport processes. The impact of river health on agriculture is significant. Practices to maintain healthy river-soil interaction include sustainable land management, preserving river zones, and implementing conservation agriculture techniques. Cultural significance. River hold cultural and spiritual significance for many communities around the world. They are often considered sacred and are central to cultural traditions and rituals. As stated earlier, rivers have been cradle of civilization, and many historical and archaeological sites are located along their banks. These sites attract visitors and scholars, emphasizing the need to preserve the natural state of the rivers. Keeping rivers healthy is essential for maintaining this community cultural heritage and identity. In summary, by recognizing the multifaceted importance of rivers, we can implement effective measures to ensure their health and sustainability for future generations. A few case studies. The health of rivers is intricately linked to the balance between natural processes and human activities. Urbanization significantly affects river health, often leading to increased runoff, pollution, and water flow regime. Fashae and Oluwatoyin conducted a geospatial assessment of surface water pollution and industrial activities in Ibadan, revealing significant impact of urban development on water quality. Similarly, Adediji and Fashae in 2014 examined sediment dynamics in the Ibadan catchment, demonstrating how urban runoff contributes to sediment load and riverbank erosion. In addition, using the hydrological modeling system, the HMS, Olushola and Fashae examined the role of urbanization on river flow within river honor and concluded that as the process of urbanization continues within the basin, the response of rivers within the basin alter, resulting in a variety of impact. River riparian vegetation, an indicator of healthy river system, influences numerous biotic and abiotic processes, leading to complex impacts on stream structure and water flow dynamics. Fashae and Obatero 2023. The impact of various messiness on the riparian vegetation, directly or indirectly, on the river system's health is determined by the vegetation type, its mechanical properties, density, and its spatial distribution. Riparian vegetation is vital in maintaining river health by stabilizing banks, filtering pollutants, and providing habitat. In their study, Fashae et al. 2023 concluded that there is a variation in species composition as we move along a river course. Furthermore, the ecology description of river vegetation increases as we move downstream. This study concluded that low riparian diversity, low ecological values, and relatively poor health exist as we move downstream, especially under severe anthropogenic pressure. In another study, Fashae et al. 2019 observed a distinct variation in the mean value of total solids across the three land use types. Total solid value in the residential land area, land use type, was considerably high, while the commercial and vegetated land use type recorded similar value. Likewise, TS and TDS showed a marked variation across the land use type, with residential land having the highest mean value and also with the TSS. The mean value recorded across the three land use types violated the permissible limit the World Health Organization set. Obatero et al. 2023 echoed this study finding, linking hydraulic geometry to water quality parameters and illustrating how physical river characteristics influence pollution level and river health. This study noted that bank full width, velocity, and discharge exhibited significant variation across different stream order, while water quality parameters show slight variation due to fluvial and geogenic interaction. Predictive modeling is a powerful tool for managing river system. Fashae et al. 2019 compare artificial neural network and auto-regressive integrated moving average ARIMA models in predicting river discharges, providing valuable insights for water resource management. The study revealed that ARIMA model perform better than the AAN model, especially when there is limited information on other parameters like meteorology. Modeling the river discharge in light of existing poor infrastructures across major river basins in Nigeria and other parts of Africa is an added advantage. Such models can help anticipate river flow and quality changes, fascinating proactive measures to safeguard river health. Mr. Dean, sir, conclusion. Maintaining healthy river is essential for the well-being of both natural ecosystem and human communities. The various factors contributing to river messiness, including pollution, eutrophication, riparian loss, habitat collapse, flooding, hydrological drought, ecosystem resilience, and carbon sink loss, all play interconnected roles in suffocating rivers and creating breathlessness. Addressing these challenges required a comprehensive approach that balances the need of humans and the environment. By protecting and restoring river ecosystem, we can ensure the continued provision of essential ecosystem services, support biodiversity, and enhance the resilience of both natural and human systems. The perspective and challenges associated with rivers highlight the need for collaboration across disciplines and stakeholders to ensure that rivers continue to provide essential services, maintain ecological balance, and safeguard the health of our rivers for future generations. In a world where rivers are increasingly threatened by human activities and environmental changes, Emerging geospatial techniques and artificial intelligence are vital tools for designing proactive systems that will aid in fostering the health and sustainability of this essential ecosystem. By enabling comprehensive monitoring, analysis, and visualization of river health parameters, these tools support informed decision-making and adoption of sustainable practices. Letting the river breathe requires developing and enforcing policies that protect river ecosystem and ensure equitable water distribution in an inclusive way by involving local communities in our conservation efforts. Furthermore, we should keep raising awareness about the importance of healthy river system as sources of invaluable ecosystem services for present and future generations. I summarized this lecture with a geomorphology creed that says, we breathe in the power of nature flow. To let the river breathe, we commit to know. Let the river breathe to make room for life, where water runs clear, free from strife. Save lives we cherish in harmony and streams, managing climate change, fulfilling our dreams. Let the birds sing, perch to the riparian tune, biodiversity improves under the moon. To keep our environment pristine and clean, reduce pollution, and create a serene world. Then the river will breathe and lives will be sustained. Let the river breathe, save lives. Let the river keep breathing as we continue to create awareness, making room for the river. Let it guide our way for a sustainable today, a sustainable tomorrow, starting today. Acknowledgement. 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 First and foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to God Almighty for his continued guidance, strength, and wisdom. It is by his grace that I have navigated through the various stages of my academic journey. I am grateful to the head of the Department of Geography, Professor D.D. Ajayi, for nominating me to deliver this lecture. Thanks to the Dean of the Faculty of the Social Sciences, Professor E.E. Nwokocha, Sub-Dean Undergraduate, Sub-Dean Postgraduate, and the entire faculty secretariat. I am profoundly thankful to my parents, late Mr. Julius Afolabi and Mrs. Esther Bolarinwa, who is seated there. I can see her there. For her love and encouragement throughout my life. Their sacrifices and belief in my potential have been the bedrock of my success. I would like to express my appreciation to my wonderful siblings and their spouses, Dr. Remy and Dr. Bukola Babatunde, Mr. Abosede Adesanwo, she's seated there, I can see you too. Dr. Olanrewaju and Dr. Tosin Bolarinwa, I believe they are online too. Mr. Olanrewaju and Mrs. Olukemi Tobun and Mr. Oluseyi Bolarinwa. Growing together with you have been my incredible journey, filled with shared experiences and mutual support. Thanks for always being there for me and for the countless ways you have contributed to my success. To my ever-supporting in-laws, Engineer and Mrs. Olulola Alabi, and the late Mr. Kehinde and Mrs. Ebun Babalola and family. Your warm words and continued support have played a significant role in my accomplishment. Thank you for welcoming me into your family and for your constant encouragement. My deepest gratitude also go to my MSc and PhD supervisor, late Emeritus Adetoye Faniran, for his insightful guidance and boundless encouragement that have been pivotal to my academic progress. Professor Faniran's influence on my academic and personal growth is immeasurable, and I'm truly fortunate to have him as my supervisor. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my pastor, Professor G. Akimbola of the Glory Tabernacle Ministry, for providing both academic and spiritual support all through my academic journey. I also thank the church and the UIGT women and UI Disciple Fellowship Center for their love and care. I extend my heartfelt appreciation to my mentors, teachers, and colleagues at the Department of Geography UI, Professor Olusegun Areola and Professor Adeniyi Badegeshin, who read this manuscript. I also want to thank Professor Moshood Tijani of the Department of Geology and Professor Idowu Olayinka, who planted the interdisciplinary quest in me. I am particularly grateful to the Department of Geography, my colleagues, namely Professor Ibidun O. Adelekon and Doctors O. J. Taiwo, O. O. P. Alokan, Yinjigba C. Akinyemi, Christiana N. Egbiola, H. D. Olaniran, T. O. Oshayomi, F. A. Olaniyan, A. A. Areola, Deborah O. Ayodele, O. O. Adeyefa, J. O. Olumoyegun, and R. O. Obateru for providing a stimulating and supportive environment that has allowed me to thrive. I extend my gratitude to Mr. O.E. Olafinyo for his invaluable support as both my field and laboratory assistant throughout my academic journey. To Mr. Adeleye E.A. Adigun and Mr. Amzat, my wonderful cartography and GIS team. Thank you. The administrative support rendered by Mr. Olaiton, that is Bodalasun, Mr. Thomas, Mrs. Awolude, Mrs. Oke, Mrs. Oladipo, Mrs. Ayola of my department is highly appreciated. I am super grateful to Professor Yemisi Bangbose, Atueje Pogosin, Catherine Chowen, Grace Adejuwon, Bola Odegbe, C.O. Olatubara, O. Ipingbemi, A.S. Jegede, Olutayo, P.O. Olapegba for their guidance, collaboration, and friendship that have greatly enriched my professional and personal growth. I also thank all my colleagues at the Faculty of Social Sciences and the Faculty of Science for their unwavering support, collaboration, and encouragement throughout my academic journey. I would like to express my gratitude to numerous associations, the Nigerian Geomorphological Working Group, the Association of the Nigerian Geomorphological Working Group, Association of Nigerian Geographers, British Society of Geomorphology, OWSD, my Bishop Phillips Academy, all student association ably represented here by Wemimo and the likes of them. I can see you. And also want to appreciate Professor Fumilola Jani for our encouragement to serve, as well as the current coordinator of the OWSD, Professor Aina O. Adeogun. Thank you so much, ma'am. Special thanks to the funding bodies that supported my research. I want to thank TED Fund, IBR, UI Research Foundation, GW Sense families from Netherlands and Kenya, Egypt. I believe you are online, Nigeria. I want to thank you. I want to thank my colleagues, specifically the service learning team, Dr. Badamosi, Orimadego, and Oche. We learned a lot from one another. Thank you so much. I wish to thank my colleagues who have contributed immensely in one way or the other. Professor Folashade Oderinde, Remi Adediji, Omolade Olomola, Jide Kufoniyi, Adesoji Ademuyiwa, Professor Akoteyan, Samuel Adelabu, and Dr. Folu Oyebola, Kende Thomas, Adeoloni, Sarafa Tijani, Bayo Oludoyin, Oluonafeso, Kayode Adepoju, Samuel Rekoya, Maiwa Fashona, Bukola Daramola, Tashi, Nwagu, Funke Jia, Kike Lomo Ilori, and any other I cannot mention. I specifically thank and appreciate my dear friends, Mrs. Modele Adeola Aderinwale and Mrs. Wemimo Oladele for their love and affection towards my family. I thank all my past students, Dr. Efosa and Mrs. Jumoke Adagbasa, Bumi Dada, Dr. Bumi Dada, Obateru Rotimi, Ariolu Waribisala, Emmanuel Uko, Moses and Eniola Ate, Ijoma Ndubusi, Fifumi Jagun, Okoyemi Fatayo, Damilola Fagbohun, Aisha Oyeniyi, Emmanuel Avungbe, and Kayode Odufuwa. Your enthusiasm and dedication has been a driving force behind my continuing passion for teaching and research. Together, we have achieved significant milestones and look forward to many collaborative successes. I would like to extend my appreciation to my colleague, Dr. Adeyemi Olushola, now in the York University, Canada. Originally was my student and now a cherished colleague. His encouragement and support in fieldwork, modeling, and laboratory analysis have been invaluable. To everyone who have played a part in my academic journey, whether mentioned by name or not, I am deeply grateful. Your contribution have made it possible for me to stand before you today and share the fruit of this collective effort. To my wonderful husband, Dr. Kayode Fashae, your love, patience, and understanding have been my pillar of strength. Your support has been invaluable in balancing the demands of family and academia. I'm also grateful to my children, Emmanuel, Ezekiah, and Oluwatoyin. You have been a source of joy and inspiration. Thank you so very much.
Permit me, ladies and gentlemen, to tweak the program a little to recognize some people. I'm sorry about this, I will explain later. I recognize the presence of the DVC administration. I also recognize the presence of DVC Research, Innovation, and Strategic Partnerships. I recognize the presence of the 12th Vice Chancellor of the University of Ibadan, Professor Abel Idowu-Olayinka. I also recognize the presence of the former DVC academic, Professor Adeyinka Aderinto. I recognize the Dean of the Faculty of Science, Dean of the Faculty of Economics and Management Sciences, Dean of the Faculty of Environmental Management Sciences, Dean of the Faculty of Renewable Natural Resources, Dean of Agriculture, and Director of Academic Planning, Dean-elect of Law, Women in Science, Professor Emeritus Egujobi, TPM Busari. Now, the deans had been in the meeting since morning and they came directly from that meeting to this place. It's a lot of sacrifice, so thank you very much. So thank you very much.